Hello today. Welcome to Real Talk with Miss Brenda. I'm Miss Brenda, Lovelady Spawn, and today I have a special guest with me. Her name is Rachel. Rachel, tell
Hi.
us a little bit about yourself.
Um, so, like how I got to the center,
Okay, well,
or
why don't you tell me what kind of childhood did you have?
I had an amazing childhood. Amazing childhood.
No abuse, nothing.
No, ma'am. I had no kind of abuse. Both my parents were in the home. Wonderful, loving, caring. I had every opportunity in the world. Great education. I had a great childhood.
You know, that makes me wonder, and I hear this a lot of times. Women will tell me everything was just great. Pollyanna, I mean, it was wonderful. When did you start getting off the path that you were on? What age?
So my addiction started around about the age of 19.
So you were a late bloomer. Yeah,
I
if you
had
want to call it blooming thorns.
yes. So I started the University of Montevallo after high school and started having some dental work done. And back then, the doctors prescribed pain medication like it was. It's not.
Like if people were in pain, they needed pain medication.
Yes.
You know, I hear so much coming down on the doctors, and the truth of the matter is now people can be in real pain, and doctors don't want to give them pain medication because of it. Because, you know, but back then, doctors gave pain medication for people in pain. Duh.
Well, with my case, it was over prescribing the pain medication. It was just a continuous thing because I was having a lot of dental work done. But before I knew it, I realized that I was addicted to them. I was the physical withdrawals from it were horrible, and at the time I didn't know that it was an addiction. It wasn't a full blown addiction, but I physically got hooked on the pain medication.
How many were you taking?
20 to 30 a day.
Well, yeah. Now, you knew darn well you were not supposed to take 20 or 30 pain pills a day.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Yeah.
not what he prescribed.
No, it wasn't. That was after probably several years of just taking a few a day, and then my tolerance had built up,
I bet.
and it took more and more. And then that's when the DEA stepped in and started cutting down on the pills that were being prescribed by doctors. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
the doctor was still prescribing them at that amount. Mm-hmm. Well, now, he knew that you didn't need 20 or 30 pills. You mean he was still giving you a prescription for that kind of medication?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you, just like thousands of other people, millions of other people, you started overtaking your pain medication.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And what happened?
So once they got stricter on the doctor's prescribing, like they can only prescribe a certain amount, I turned to heroin because it was cheaper and it was actually easier to get than a prescription from the doctor, and that's how my heroin addiction started.
Okay, were you still going to school?
No, I dropped out my junior year of college.
Okay, you dropped out because really addiction became a full-time job.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes. It took me away from my studies. It took me away from my family. It made me do things that,
Were you married?
no,
No children?
no.
So it was you and your beloved opiate addiction. The first thing you thought of in the morning is, where am I going to get 20 pills today?
Yes,
The last thing you thought of at nighttime was, where am I going to get 20 pills tomorrow or 30?
yes,
And so you went out. By this time, you're in the party scene, I would take it.
yes, ma'am. No, at this time I did not have kids. At the age of 25, I did become pregnant. I ended up allowing my son to be raised by his father, which was an amazing man, still is an amazing man. I've seen my little boy once in 18 years
Oh my God.
because of my addiction. I knew that I didn't want to drag my child through my addiction. I wanted him to have a chance, to have an opportunity. So, yeah.
So you gave your child over to his father,
Yes, ma'am.
and his father has raised him in Birmingham,
Well, actually in Shelby County, yes, ma'am.
but you've never seen him?
One time when he was 6 months old, and that was it.
Oh my goodness.
And he'll be 18 this December.
So you had your baby. Were you on addiction? Were you in your addiction when you were pregnant?
What I was addicted to opiates. I was put on Suboxone while I was pregnant.
Okay, so you got down in deep with your heroin addiction.
Yes, ma'am.
Just, you were on the needle.
Yes, ma'am.
You were a junkie.
Yes. Something that I always, growing up, had looked down on people like that, you know. And I'd even said a couple times, there's no way I would ever put a needle in my arm. That something I would never do. And I ended up being that person.
So what did you do?
Well, to get off the heroin,
No, what did you do to get it? What was your life like?
oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. Like you said, when I woke up in the morning, that's the first thing I thought about. That's all that I thought about my entire day. It's the last thing I thought about when I went to sleep.
Well, what'd you do during the day?
Hustled to get money for the drugs, stole from department stores, committed fraud, embezzlement, whatever I
Who
had.
in the world would let you get close enough to a checkbook to embezzle?
The computer. I didn't have people's checkbooks. I didn't have companies' checkbooks.
You just all those computer skills that I'm so proud to have now with you. You use those skills to steal.
Yes, in my addiction, I did.
How much did you end up stealing?
Over the course of my whole addiction, probably $200,000.
And you never got caught?
I got caught once or twice. Yes.
Did you go to prison?
No.
How could you not go to prison?
Because the charges that I have didn't carry prison time, and I didn't have a criminal record up until then.
What were your charges?
Theft of property in the first, fraud. What sent me to prison was distribution.
Oh, so you did go to prison.
Yes, I did go to prison. So I went to prison for distribution. I became property of the Department of Corrections in 2022 on a 6-year sentence. When I came up for parole, I put the Love Lady Center down as my home plan and was released to the center.
How long ago was that?
April of 23, last year. I was literally let out the gates of Alabama Department of Corrections and came straight to the center with absolutely nothing to my name.
Okay. You know, this is kind of like pulling teeth. I'm about going to have to take a...
Okay.
Let me ask you. So you get into an addiction deep, like quicksand, and you can't get yourself out. So you're writing checks, stealing money, hustling, doing God knows what. Did you have a circle of friends you ran with?
I don't know if you call them friends, but there were certain people, yes, ma'am. that
Yeah, I
really-
mean, I notice you're kind of a loner now.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep things, you're more of a loner than a lot of the girls. You're not real social. So you mostly the shame was probably so much, and you probably didn't want people to know what you were doing.
Oh no, yeah, the shame is one of the reasons I stayed in my addiction so long. The shame, the disappointment, kind of fuels that addiction after a while. You've done so much, you've hurt your family, you've hurt so many people that you continue to get high so you don't have to feel that. You don't have to face that.
How old are you now?
I'm 41.
And your addiction was from age 19 to when did you go to prison?
At the age of 39.
How many years is that? That's a lot of years.
That's a lot. Right at 20? 20-year addiction.
20 years of your life lost to addiction. A son lost to addiction. Yet that was your grandmother and your granddaddy that have stayed by you and loved you so much.
Yeah. They've been through. They went through my addiction just like I went through my addiction. You know, I feel like addiction is a family disease. It's not just an individual disease because it affects everybody in your family.
How many kids are in your family, your siblings?
I have one sister that passed away last year.
What happened to her?
She had a stroke and a brain aneurysm.
Was she an addict?
She previously, yes. Yeah.
You don't have a brother?
I do have a half brother that's in prison for life for murder.
My goodness. And you had a great family. And are y'all dying and going to prison?
The one that's in prison for murder is my half brother. So we were not raised together.
What prison is he in?
Holman. He was on death row for about 9 years. He got his case overturned by the Supreme Court, United States Supreme Court, to life without.
It's your daddy's.
Right. We had
Son.
the same father, not the same mom.
How old is he?
Let's see, if I'm 41, then he's 47. And he's been locked up for about 15 years now.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Just your whole family. Your poor grandmother, grandfather. Oh. Yeah. What about your mother?
We've had a very strained relationship.
I bet you have.
Very strained relationship.
Are you close with her at all?
I am now. But for a very long time, we were not. My grandmother has been my person my entire life. We've always been extremely close.
Does she know how bad your drug addiction was?
She knew that I was an addict. I wouldn't ever let her see me when I had gotten really bad, or if I looked really bad. I distanced myself from them just because I knew that it was breaking their heart.
Where's your grandfather now?
They're in Pensacola.
They live in Pensacola?
Mm-hmm.
Do you go see them a lot?
I do. At least, I try to go at least once a month. They're a huge support system for me and always have been.
They enabled you somewhat.
Oh, yes. They
Yeah.
did for a very long time. They enabled me probably my entire 20s.
Because you came to Love Lady before.
I came in 2008 was my first time at the center.
How long were you there at the center then?
3 years. And then I left.
And you did great.
Yes.
And went back out there.
Yes.
What made you go back?
I don't know.
Well, that's what we've got to figure out here.
Yes.
What keeps drawing you back to that lifestyle?
So at the time when I left the center, the first time, I went right back to the same people, places, and things. and expecting a different result. So it didn't take long for me to get wrapped back up in it. And then I came back to the center in 2016. Did really well. Life was good. Left in 2020 and ended up in prison in 2022 with a distribution charge.
Distribution. And what kind of sentence did you get on that?
6 years.
And so now you're on parole.
My parole has ended.
So you're off parole.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're off paper.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Well, are you wanting to go back?
No. So I have no desire to go back at all. What made this different this go round is when I got arrested and was in Shelby County waiting to be sentenced to prison, detoxing. I finally had my aha moment. I'd always wondered my entire life, when people say they heard God's voice, they can hear God. Well, I'd never had that encounter. But I did while I was in there. And
What happened?
so
We want details.
Okay, so I was late. They had put me on suicide watch because I was detoxing. I was seizing and all kind of things like that. And I remember laying on that concrete floor, and I could not, if you want details, so I had used the bathroom on myself. I had started my menstrual cycle. I was laying there completely naked on this concrete. And I just remember this voice coming, and I'm completely out of it, saying, "Get up." And when I started to get up, I felt this shame and this guilt and this, they're all going to see me naked. They're all going to see me so dirty. I fell back down. And then I remember that voice saying to me again, I said, "Get up." And I felt it in my soul. I felt it in my spirit that you have this choice. You either get up like I'm telling you to, or you're going to die here. And so I had enough energy in me to lift my head up off the concrete and lay it on a toilet paper roll. That's all the energy that I could get.
You mean you had no clothes in there? Why?
But on suicide watch, they strip you of everything so you can't commit, harm yourself. But
And you were on the floor,
concrete.
cold, miserable, hard,
Covered in feces.
covered in
Yeah.
everything imaginable, like an animal.
And I truly believe that if I hadn't, when he told me that second time, it was with authority that I can't even really explain to you. He said, I said, "Get up." And further on in my walk with God, I learned in the Bible, he told so many people, "Get up. Get up and take your mat and walk." He told Lazarus, "Rise." And I know without a shadow of a doubt that was him in that cell with
And then
me.
what happened?
Well, I ended up, when I put my head on the toilet paper roll
On the floor.
on the floor, it didn't make everything all better. It didn't just everything, all the bad went away and everything I'd done did not go away. But something inside of me started healing. I still had to go to prison. I still had to walk that out. But
I wanted to know how long you lay there.
3 days. I laid in that cell 3 days.
3 days. Nasty like that.
Yes.
That seems awful inhumane, but I hear about it all the time, but my God.
Yeah.
Is that how long you had to stay in detox?
No, they moved me out of the suicide cell.
Did they let you take a shower?
Yes. Yes. They started me on some medicines and things like that to help my detox process.
Well, why didn't they do that before?
I'm not sure.
You had given Shelby County a lot of trouble.
Yes,
They made an example out of you.
I'm sure.
But Rachel, Lord, I don't want to say this. This sounds so bad, but distribution is a terrible charge.
It is.
You were dragging people in with you.
Yeah.
So if I was one of those, if my child was one of those people that you sold to, I think that would be good enough for you. But being as I'm me and I know you and I love you, it's a little inhumane, but my gosh, 3 days laying like that, you didn't eat.
Mm-mm. I wasn't conscious. I would seize and then go unconscious again.
How much were you on? You were on a big doses of heroin.
But yes, that and benzos, Xanaxes and things like that. Yes, it was a lot. I had been putting my body through a lot. But that's
Well, I mean, so you got out of that and you went into the regular detox.
yes, ma'am.
How long were you in there?
2 weeks, and then they put me in a regular cell. And I sat there for months until I got sentenced, and then I had to go to Tutwiler.
How long did you stay in Shelby County?
I was in Shelby County, February, March, April, May, June, 5 months, and then did another year in Tutwiler.
Shelby County's not hard time.
No.
No.
I mean, any time's hard time, but it's not. I've heard worse jails. Yeah.
How was Tutwiler?
Horrible. Horrible.
Let's talk a little bit about Tutwiler today. I hadn't talked about Tutwiler. I've been leaving them alone for a while. But right now I've been talking about the prison systems. And inmates are running the men's prison.
Oh, they run the women's too.
Are they?
They run the women's too.
So tell me what's it like now.
Well, the living conditions are horrible.
Tell me.
So we go days without toilet paper. We have to beg the guards for toilet paper. The inmates con other inmates. They con their families. They run everything down there. I remember one time I was going to the chow line, and one of the guards down there I was talking to, and it's not a hidden thing in prison, the drugs. It's not hidden. A guard told me, he said, Rachel, I've put both my daughters through college doing what I do. And he didn't mean guarding the inmates. He meant moving drugs in and out of the facility. It is not
He
something.
told you that.
Yes.
They do not care.
No. I mean, when they're making $100,000 moving drugs in and out of the facility and just continue, there's no repercussions. They're going
Who
to continue.
buys them and how do they buy them? I know people want to know.
So it starts, you have the guards. Okay, you got the inmate's family that may be involved in the drugs. Get in touch with the guard. They give them the drugs and the money to move them into the facility.
He meets with the family.
Family or friends. Yeah. I know one inmate, her cash out from the year prior to that, she'd made $90,000 selling drugs in Tutwiler. 90.
It's deplorable. I mean, I just cannot believe how it is. Did you know that Alabama has the most, like the top violent prisons in America? Mm-hmm. Tutwiler is the only women's prison that's made the worst list. Boy, aren't we special. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And we have one of the highest recidivism rates.
Did you know Lovelady has has helped the recidivism rate unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, and they're very good to me. But I don't think that they can. I don't think that they can get their arms wrapped around the problems they have right now.
Right. I think it's gotten so big they don't even know where to start.
We talk about the men's prisons being run by the inmates. How do the women's prisons get run by the inmates? Does Tutwiler have an honor dorm?
They have a honor dorm, and it's actually dorm J, but it's the same as any other dorm.
It's not really an honor dorm.
No.
Some of the guys' prisons, Church of the Highlands has done a lot of work, and some of the guys' prisons they have truly honor dorms.
Right, and I've heard that they do in the men's prison, but women's is a lot different. I mean, they have one prison.
Did the guards give you a hard time in the shower and all?
Now, we don't have, as of right now, we didn't have an issue with the guards messing with the female inmates. I know years prior that was a big thing.
Big issue.
Yes, yes.
I mean, I had 2 girls come out pregnant from a guard. Same guard.
Yes. That doesn't happen as often now. There are things put into place like no contact. Like the guards at Tutwiler are not allowed at any point to put their hands on a female inmate. It has to be a female guard. But then so when you have 2 inmates fighting and all you have are men guards and no female, they're not even allowed to break it up.
So what happened?
They fight till either the inmates pull them apart or they stop. Or one's unconscious.
Did you ever get in any fights?
No.
I bet you were afraid.
I kept my head down and did what I needed to do and got out.
Well, did you see a lot of fighting?
Yeah. I saw one girl get her teeth busted out. I saw one girl get a cup of boiling water thrown in her face. One got beat with a brick that another inmate had found outside because she had, I think, owed her $12 is what they said. Yeah.
She get hurt bad?
Yes. Yeah.
I'd keep my head down too.
Yes. Yes, I did.
I wouldn't see anything but the ground in there, would you?
Yes. But down there you've got people in there that are in there for life.
They have nothing to lose.
They have nothing to lose, and what's the worst they're going to do to them? Put them in seg for 7 days?
Tutwiler used to be, they had that little bitty strip of life, and then it opened out into the courtyard. But the cells, honest to God, were teeny weeny. It's not like that now, is it?
Now, death row is still kept in small, segregated area. But now your lifers are just mixed in with general population. They don't segregate at all. At all.
What did you see out on the street? Did you see a lot of horrible things out there too?
No, I didn't. But I didn't. I was blessed that I didn't. I mean, I would hear about horrible things, but in Tutwiler, I actually saw it. You know.
Well, you were a sheltered little girl.
Yes, ma'am.
I just cannot fathom what in the world. I mean, have a little dental work and your life goes to hell in a handbasket. I mean, you must have really liked that high.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, up to that point, I'd never taken a pain pill. I'd never felt how opiates make you feel. And then all of a sudden...
Oh, my God, I get pain and I don't, addiction, you feel a hole. You got some reason.
I didn't. I had no trauma in my background. I had no, my daddy wasn't in my life or what have you. I had none of that. None of it. So, but I also think addiction can be hereditary. I think some people are more prone to having an addictive personality.
Oh, absolutely.
And
But does addiction run in your family?
on my dad's side, it did.
It did?
Yes. So I think I was already predisposed to that. And once I started taking pain pills,
It's
it
like
just,
you turn that light switch
yes.
on.
And once you turn it on, it's next to impossible to turn off.
How long did you use opiates before you turned to the needle?
Several years, probably 5 or 6 years.
Sooner or later, everybody from opiates, sooner or later, they discover heroin is cheaper.
It lasts
The
longer.
high is more intense. You're already doing it. You might as well just go for it. Fentanyl wasn't a big worry like it is
No,
today.
so when I was in my heroin addiction, fentanyl was not a thing. So, by the grace of God, it wasn't,
You'd have probably been the
I'd have
very
been
one.
dead. I'd have been dead.
Because you were doing a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
And how did you steal people's bank information?
So I never went out after personal individuals. I went after companies.
How would you do it?
What do you mean? How would I do?
I mean, I'm just amazed. You just walk around finding a company and you go and get their.
Right.
You go. We need to tell these companies, watch out for people like her. You know what do I do? I mean, how do you get them? You just find a company and say, here, I think I'll bankrupt them or what?
Well, they have firewalls in place and stuff like that in place now, but it's just hacking. So the other day AT&T had the big breach. It's very possible.
Ascension had one too.
And once that happens, then all those accounts, all that information is out there on the dark web. I guess you could say the dark web. And once it's out there,
You got to know what you're doing,
absolutely.
and you know what you're doing.
I did. I no longer. But there's always people above the smaller ones, like I was, that have access to more things like that. And usually it's an inside job. It's a person that works for that company or
But you
a
didn't
banker.
work for them.
No.
So they never knew there was some girl out here
Right.
working there.
Their system.
Well, I'm glad you got caught.
Me too. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's done with. It took me a long time.
So now tell me, you wasted 20 years. Do you long for your son?
I do. To be honest, for several years I didn't. Well, it's also because I was getting high. I didn't ever think about it. I think I'd pushed it to the back of my mind. But now that I've gotten clean and sober and walking the path that I'm on, I do feel like God's gonna restore that in some way, shape, or form.
I hope so.
Me too.
You know, I tell people this, with all the information that they can get and the curiosity, your son will probably come sometime, and he'll come, and you can tell him the story. And I want you to be able to tell him the good story.
Yes.
And, that's what people say, well, it's too late. It's never too late to learn wonderful things about your mother.
I agree. I pray for the day that I'm able, and I pray for his understanding that he'll understand the reason I did what I did. I see kids get drugged through their mother's addiction, and it terrified me. And I did it because I didn't want him to go through that. And I wasn't strong enough at the time to get my addiction under control.
Is your grandmother and grandfather proud of you now?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So me and my grandmother, every morning we text, we talk. We talk several times throughout the day.
How old is she?
My grandma, 81. Yes.
Aren't you glad that she sees you like you are
Yes,
now?
yes, yes. Same thing with my sister. You know, God allowed me to have that last 6 months with her. I got out of prison, had 6 months with her, and then she passed. But God gave me that time for her to see that she had her sister back and that I had truly changed. Instead of me telling her, she saw it in my actions. She was like, Sissy, which is what she called me. She's like, you don't talk the same, you don't act the same. I said, because I'm not the same.
So you believe God has completely restored you.
Oh, I know, without a shadow of a doubt.
So you feel like a different person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're happy.
Yes.
And I'm so glad you're with us. And
I'm glad that you and Melinda saw who I could be and never gave up on me, just like my grandparents never did. You and Sis didn't either.
It's not my place to give up on you. If God can still put up with you, I can too.
Okay.
And I'm just so glad you're here. Well, that's it for Rachel today. She's on to bigger and better things.
Yes, ma'am.
And you stay on the path that God has laid out for you. And we love you and we appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.